Hi, this is gonna be my review of Sonic Frontiers, the newest entry in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Man, this sure was a video game. I have a lot of thoughts that I'm gonna share with you. Stay tuned. My just quick summary would be that Sonic is, he's known for his speed. And there sure is a lot of that when you press the good old thumbstick forward with this hand, not this one. That he's sure, you know what I mean? I think if I were like, because there's gotta be a few negatives, it's Sonic after all, you gotta have, but there's a few positives as well. Um, let's just go down the list of in no particular order at all. I gotta mention like cyberspace, which is I think the worst part of the game. It was not very enjoyable. I didn't like the clunkiness of the controls and how it changes from the open world to the cyberspace. It's the worst Sonic boost ever, I think. I think Generations was way better. Didn't like the music of it. I didn't like that. And it's also it's my favorite part of the game. The cyberspace just did a great job of capturing the feeling of running fast, and it's man, the open world part, like at its core, the cyberspunk spunk. Levels are a very small part of this game. So the open world is gonna be the meat and the potatoes of it. It's alright, I guess. It's very bland. It's very empty. Doesn't really feel like Sonic. It's what it is. Like you go and you do some objectives and everything looks very out of place. Like you have like floating plant. Like it looks like one of those like there's a lot of like Sega makes Sonic games, and then you have a lot of like Sonic fan games. And the Sonic fan games are literally just like open playgrounds where they nail the movement of him, and like there's like tech demos of what it potentially could be, right? And that's what the open world of Frontiers look like. It looks like a prototype tech demo in how the world is designed, because it looks so extremely out of place with these, I wouldn't say beautiful because the game is quite it's lacking in the color department, and it's probably because of the Switch, but I mean, there it is. I played on PC, so that doesn't really bother. That has nothing to do with me. That's what it looked bland and not pleasing for a 2022 title. But you have these railings and whatever just floating around. Well, whenever they're there, at least, because they will pop in front. I guess that's what they were going for. You know what I mean? Like it's Sega knows how out of place these railings and all of these like hidden, mini game collectible sort of like routes and stuff around the minimap look. They look so out of place, and they know that. So because they're really smart at Sega. One game developer who thinks of the players and really tries to think and keep the player, on their toes. They have a passion at Sega to please the gamer. That's me, I'm the gamer. And I didn't like the railings. But at the same time though, neither did Sega. So they hide them so you can look around the world, but then when you get close, they pop in. So that's well done from Sega. I think they nailed that part of the open world. The open world is definitely my favorite part of the game. The story itself, if we're gonna go in, yes, this is gonna be everything. I don't give a shit. The story itself is probably okay. I like Ian Flynn, his new sort of direction. It's interesting coming from the comics to doing his take on all of this. The character writing is pretty like interactions, character writings, a lot of callbacks, to previous games, and even reference in the end to like Sonic Boom and stuff. That it's, even though the game is it is what it is. Go fast, can't slow down. That's what Sonic says. There's definitely, we played Forces. That was definitely a video game. But when you played this, sure, there's some, the game is definitely not perfect, but you can at least in certain areas appreciate that people actually did care about this. They put effort into making this a cohesive experience for the boys and the girls and everyone else. We're inclusive. At the end of the day, or at in this, it's 7:30 in the morning. But at the end of the day, which is not at all accurate, but fuck if I care. The open world, I think, is arguably the best Sonic has controlled since like Sonic Adventure 1. He controlled really good in that Adventure 1. Man, that was a good old time. You know, welcome to Station Square. Do. The combat is fun, but I do wish enemies made you take advantage of more moves, because it is kind of repetitive. It feels like you sort of just hit the button over and over again. Kind of mindless. I did 2 100% runs, one on normal and then one on hard. I started on hard, so I got the last boss, the Space Invaders. I played Space Invaders. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, that's sort of why cyberspace is my my least favorite part of this game as well. Like, I don't think it's very good, is because you know, you have such a good and smooth controlling Sonic in the open world, and you can even adjust it to exactly your will, I guess. And that's, you know, that's great. Then you get into cyberspace, and it's very it doesn't feel as good. Very limiting in comparison to that. So that's, you know, that's a bit stepped down, which is why I think also that cyberspace is my favorite part of this game, because if there's one thing I know about Sonic, is that he likes to go fast, and in cyberspace he goes really fast. Fuck, he goes really fucking fast, man. Holy fuck. That little rascal, when he puts his shoes on. Oh, nobody can stop him. And I think the colors are really good in cyberspace as well. They pop real good. You know, it's definitely a clear limitation on the hardware and the rendering distance in the open world, where, well, no, you know what? Let's not blame it on that. It's 2022. Fuck that. God of War Ragnarok just came out. Fuck that. Let's blame it on the Switch. The Switch is the culprit. We all know it. There's no reason the rest of the game can't look like the cyberspace level. It's all the Switch. It's a real shame that the Switch isn't running on a cloud version, I guess. It's a real shame, because that just limits the performance and visual fidelity, and I guess other things as well, of the rest of the platform. But maybe that was intentional. Again, the railings and the mini games scatter around the open world, they look real stupid and out of place, but they pop in, and maybe that, you know, they did us a favor. So at the end of the day, what do I think of Sonic Frontiers? What score would I give it? I'm not a believer in scores. I'm a believer in, would I recommend it or not to people who either are a fan of Sonic, longtime fan, or people like me who, you know, we played a few Sonic games, but it's, you know, yeah, you know, and I would recommend it to both. Like, this is a pretty bad prototype game. I think it definitely has some care and effort put into it in some areas of the game. I really love those. But the rest of it is very soulless and quite, it's bland. It's just the one word, if I could summarize the game, very bland, and just, man, need some more seasoning in here. Like, what the it's like chicken, but it's not, it's just raw. It's like dry chicken. It needs some seasoning, and you cooked it for too long. You fucking slut. Anyway, so at the end of the day, would I recommend this game to people that are fans of Sonic, longtime fans? Absolutely. You're gonna love this game, man. Girl, anyone else inclusive? Would I recommend it to anyone else? People like me? Like, yeah, again, I really didn't have a good time with this game. Would I recommend it to people though? Absolutely. I think this is probably, it's like, in recent times, it's been very hard for me to sort of think of my favorite game of all time. I think I've decided on giving that spot for me personally to Elden Ring. But before Elden Ring, it was really hard. Like, man, The Witcher 3, Wind Waker HD, Xenoblade Chronicles, you know, any of the Dark Souls, Sekiro, Blood. I love FromSoft. You know, there's so many like possible. I like, oh man, but I think I'm gonna give it to Elden Ring. But that's the thing, right? Elden Ring made it really easy for me to like decide on. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. That's what's so good about 2022, that it doesn't stop giving, because man, I give Sonic Frontier my personal official rating of best game of my time, and I will recommend it for the rest of my life until the day that I die. You have a good day now. I love you. See you soon.